Hi, and welcome to the first video of our actual videos covering the material in the course. In this video, we're going to talk about Introduction to R, RStudio, and we will get to RMarkdown, but not in this first video. So you'll notice that on the website where the course materials are, you will have followed this link to this video, which is how you got here. I suggest that you stop and try out each thing as we talk about it. So pause the video, do the work, and then do the exercises as you go through. In this first module, we are going to be installing R in RStudio, using the console to input commands, seeing how that works. We'll change the default settings of RStudio, and then we're going to work on creating an RMarkdown document. So we'll talk about what that is and how that works, and then we'll do a thing called knitting the documents to produce either an HTML or a Word document or a PDF from that. So that's what you should expect to accomplish in this first module. Some books and resources for you. So when you get stuck, as I expect you to do when you're working on your assignments, you will find Stack Overflow to be a good source of help, as well as on RStudio, there's community support where you can ask questions. You can also follow some people on Twitter and get help there, but better is to use Stack Overflow or the RStudio community. You'll also find that will send you sometimes to GitHub. Now, in terms of data sets, because you're going to want a data set for your projects, so you can look at Kaggle. You can also follow this link to look at government data sets that are available on the internet. And here's a link to some other data sets that includes the government link, but also some others that you might want to use. Now we're going to proceed on to the section on installing R and RStudio. So before you do this, you need to read chapter 1 of your book, and then it's important you do this in this order. You're going to download and install R from CRAN, and then you're going to download and install RStudio. You have to do this in the right order. Now, even if you already have R and or RStudio installed, I suggest you go through this process again because you want to get the latest version. So when you go to CRAN, you will be taken to this site, and so you will choose the appropriate version of which one you want to download. Okay, so go ahead and download and install that, and then come back and rejoin, and then you are going to go to RStudio, and you will download RStudio, and you're going to do the desktop, and you want the open source edition, the free version. You'll go here and choose your version. So you're going to want RStudio Desktop, and you're going to choose here to download that, and then you're going to go for the correct one for your system. So depending on which of these that you need. Okay, so once you get that done, we will come back and pick up the next video and talk about looking around RStudio and getting some things done there. You'll notice in the documentation here there will be a line across the page, and that usually indicates the end of one video and the beginning of the next one. You can do these as independent modules and break your work into manageable sections. I'm trying to keep each of the videos to be around 5 minutes, give or take a couple of minutes. So somewhere between 4 and 8 minutes long for the video, but the work that you do on each one should take you about an hour for most of them. Okay, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, depending on the video. So go ahead and get that work done, and then come back and we'll pick up with a look around RStudio.